Hi everyone, thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor Golf Coaching. We're out on the course again today and I'm going to help you with how to hit that fairway and get rid of that slice once and for all, gone forever with the driver. Let's go and have a look at some more game-changing golf coaching. Hi everyone, thanks once again for tuning in to Smash Factor TV. My name's Natalie Adams. So with today's video tip, I've come out onto the course. We're on a very long par 5 here on the 4th hole at Real Golf Club. It really is in good condition at the moment here, but typical links course, there is not a very wide fairway. And if you are a little bit to the left here, well, if you're a lot to the left, you're in the sea. If you're just a little bit into, left here, you're into quite deep rough, and the same down the right hand side. So quite a narrow landing area with your driver. And what we're going to do today is help you have a go at straightening up those drives and getting rid of that slice with your driver forever. All you need for that is this little device that I have just created here. So it's just a flat piece of wood on one side. It's quite thin where I'm going to hold it. So I've got a flat piece of wood on this side and I've just stuck a nail through it and then attached some foam. And what this is going to do, it's going to show me the direction that the club face is approaching the ball from as I come into impact. Now, one of the main issues with if you're hitting a big slice is that that club face is open. So we're going to go through what that actually means. Open to what position does that mean that you're in, and what we need to do just to alter that so the club face becomes improved, it gets into a better position, and then we've got control over it. I've also got a little swing plane station set up here. So all I've done for that, just to help you see what we're going to do, is I've put an alignment pole on the floor to represent the target line. And then just down to the right, so this is probably a metre to the right, I've pushed an alignment pole into the ground where the target line would be. And that's just coming out at generally at the angle of the shaft that for the club that you want to use. So all you need to do is sort of set up with your driver in posture, and then have a look at that angle and then just alter the shaft angle. So for me on this one, if I set up here, I'd want to just drop that down slightly just to get it replicating the angle that I set up. And then I've got one about a metre down again on the left, and same sort of thing, we want to just tilt that down. There we go. And that's showing me basically these two lines here are showing me my swing plane, and that's the angle that ideally I want to be swinging the club head around me on. Now, if we have a look using our little piece of wood and our piece of foam here for direction, if I'm going to hit the ball quite straight, I want to set up so that that piece of foam is pointing directly where I want to hit that golf ball to, so middle of the fairway here for me. And that should be pretty parallel to that target line that I'm on there. If I now set up, and I'm going to set up with good athletic posture, and we're going to make sure that my alignment is correct, so I'm quite parallel with my toe line. Again, if I put another line across my toes there, it should look quite parallel to the target line. So what we want to look at here is how to keep that club face relatively square to plane, because that's going to make it much easier for you to swing the club through impact with control over that club face. So let's go through what that means. So if we look here, and I've got that piece of red foam pointing at the target, that club face is square to the target. If I swing back, and this is what I see a lot of clients that I work with doing, especially those who are slicing that golf ball, as they take the club back, they'll take the club back, and this will happen very quickly. So if we're looking from this camera angle now, you can see that that red piece of foam is now pointing out to the right, and it's no longer parallel to my alignment stick that I've got in the ground here. So basically I've opened the club face up, and what I'm doing is I'm rotating my arms or hands, whatever part of you feel that is, too much as I swing the club back. So if I swing the club back and point that piece of foam over this way, slightly upwards towards the sky, I get to the top, and if I return back down doing that, you can see that as I'm approaching the ball, that will not hit that golf ball down the fairway where we've got aimed up initially, okay? That's going to tend to hit the ball over to the right hand side, unless I really rotate my hands back. Now, if we look from this angle, if that club face is coming in and it's pointing this way, you have got to really work that face a lot to get that club face squared up. If you don't get that or don't work the face with your hands as you come through into this spot as you connect, that ball is not going to go where you want it to go. And if you don't rotate the face back enough and you come in like this, you're going to hit the ball out to the right. And if you over rotate, you can see how easy it would be to hit the ball over to the left. So this is making it really, really difficult for you to control that club face, because there's so much movement from a position where the club face is aiming to the right of target, then to the left of target, and there's such a small window of when that club face is actually pointing at the target, and that's the spot that you've got to get that club face into that position as you connect with the ball. It's not going to make you very consistent. So what we want to work on here is when you swing back, we want to take that golf club away, so with the club face, so that it's more parallel to that alignment stick, so it's more parallel to your plane, okay? And then when we swing back through there, that's going to allow us, if we can get the club face back into a similar position of this kind of angle, being more parallel to that plane line, we can then rotate the body, and you can see that will allow you to keep that foam going at the target for longer as you go through impact. And then we want to get it parallel again to the plane line on the left, so we've got it pointing upwards and parallel to the plane line on the left of you as you follow through. Okay, so what I would do is I'd create one of these, have a go with this so that you can kind of understand what's going on in your swing, that when you swing the club back and you twist the club this way, which might feel more comfortable to you, you get up to the top, and then when you swing down, if you're still in this kind of position here with that red foam pointing upwards and out to the right, it's going to be very difficult for you to square that club face back up consistently as you strike the ball. Sometimes you will, but sometimes you won't. If you don't rotate your hands enough to correct that as you go through, you'll hit the ball with a slice and it'll finish over on the right. And if you rotate those hands too much, you can see what's happened to that foam now. It's gone to the left and you're going to hit that low left shot. So from the top here, we want to work on turn your body back towards the ball. So pressure's going towards the target into your lead foot as you're rotating your body. But you've got to work on, rather than coming down like this, okay, we've got to work on a little bit of drop in the arms and a rotation in the hands to get more into this sort of position here with that club face. So we want to get that we're pointing down the plane line so that we can then just catapult the arms through from the turn of the body, and that club face will keep going at the target line and pretty neutral with your path if you're doing that as well. You can work on path as well with this. So again, what you'd want to do if we're working on your swing path here, or your club head path, is that when you swing back in, we don't want to be right out over here with that aiming foam there. We want to work on, again, pressure into the left, turn the body, and arms are coming down, so that not only have you got that foam pretty much parallel to that stick. It's not miles this side of it. The more you can get it on the stick or even just underneath it, you'll start to hit more from the inside from that position. But that's what we've got to work on. If we're going to get rid of this slice, we've got to stop that club face opening up, and we've got to stop that club head moving that way. So if we control the club face a little bit more as we're coming into it, control the club face as we take the club away. So you can see where I've got that foam point in here at the top. So I'm not in this position. Again, that's quite open. When I swing down from there, you can see what's happening with that foam pointing to the right, and also it's wanting to go that way. Okay, so we'll do that once more. We're going to swing back pretty parallel to that plane line. We're going to go into this sort of position at the top with that foam and that face. We're going to pressure into the left side, turn the body as we try to drop back down on the plane line or slightly underneath it, the foam pointing downwards, and then we can go through. Again, as we go through this way, if we're slightly over this plane line, but with the face pretty parallel to that alignment stick, we're definitely not going to hit a slice from there. Okay, let's have a go. What I would suggest you do there is if you work on that, get that feeling going, say 5 times, and then once you've got how that feels different, because it may feel different to you here in the takeaway, that you feel like you're having to turn your body more and you're quietening your arm and your hand rotation down. It may feel more difficult, more different at the top here, because you're working on getting the club face pointing this way rather than this way. So that might feel quite different, but the key bit is to work on this position here. So it's learning to drop that club into that position there with that face aiming, as we've just spoken about, down the plane line, and then you can release through, and that slice is going to be gone forever. Let's get a feel for that, and then we'll hit a shot out there, and let's see if we can hit that fairway. So that drive there, lovely and straight, split the fairway with it, exactly where I wanted to hit that ball. No big left to right on it or that low left shot, but it's mainly that big left to right issue that I see for most golfers that I want to help you with in this video. Have a go at that. Like I said, I'd work on getting that feeling, how it feels differently. Just do it slowly to start with. Visually look to see where that foam is aiming. You can do this at home to get the feel of it, but don't be frightened to take that down to the practice ground or onto the range, you know, and just get the feeling going. It's all about learning that feeling of how to control that club face for when you're straightening those golf shots up. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm sure it'll really help you. Please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time with some more game-changing golf coaching.